Florida will be the downfall of Latinos and Hispanics every time. Florida is what I will vote for Donald Trump. Florida is the home of I will vote for Donald Trump. That's where they live. Voy a votar for Donald Trump. The Florida Hispanics had a hit with that one. Y'all trash. Y'all trash. Trump trash. His wig is trash. All y'all are garbage, okay? Y'all gonna be the downfall of the Latinos every motherfucking time. Florida Latinos, Hispanics from Florida. You cannot tell them that.
Do you guys remember this lady? Well, I'm trying not to laugh. This is her now.
It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
They voted por Donald Trump. Donald Trump deport. You heard that right, guys. Janet Correa, the famous Trump singing lady, has had her husband detained by ICE. And not only that, but he got put on expedited removal. They want him out of the US. They don't want him. But of course, we've been telling them this all along. They don't want you, bro. Also, do you remember the time I went viral because I told people to call ICE on Latinos for Trump and the family members of Latinos for Trump? It looks like it's happening, and I couldn't be happier. You reap what you sow, and I stand by what I say. But anyways, play silly games, get silly prizes. Let me know what you guys think.
The place that I go to, it's about an hour away from my house. And they're closed and I have to reschedule. I don't want to cry anymore. I'm tired of hurting. But this has affected so much of my mental health. And I don't want to be weak and cry about it, but sometimes I hold everything and this happens, and I don't have anyone to really talk about it because I feel like I talk about it so much. I talk about it so much to the point where I feel like I'm repeating myself. So I'm just frustrated because the office is closed because of mourning for Jimmy Carter, which we mourn for him, but I just wish I had an email or something because I just show up to basically another closed door temporarily again. And I'm having to reschedule and figure out how I'm gonna do another half month without the security of my life right now. And then we're gonna get a snowstorm. So it's just like, when can I catch a break? And so, for any of you who have friends or family, or even coworkers who have DACA or under DACA, please check in on them, because sometimes it can be really hard and we tend to internalize a lot of our feelings. And be very supportive towards them, because they always have to do above and beyond. And we're grateful, but we always have to go above and beyond. And we're never enough for one place or another, so it feels very lonely. But yeah.
So the U.S. Supreme Court today overturned Judge Frimpong's injunction from June 11th, saying that in LA, the ICE agents needed to follow well-established law by the Fourth Amendment. They needed something more than just a person's race or how they look. And today, Trump's U.S. Supreme Court ruled that their ethnicity, the language they speak, the type of jobs that Latinos have, gardening, construction, can all be used as reasonable suspicion. Law professors are throwing out their curriculums because all established law is out the window. Latinos, regardless of citizenship status or immigration status, now have diminished right under the Constitution. This is Trump's Supreme Court. And it seems now as though the law will change with whatever Trump requests. So we'll see where this leads us.
What happened when long established constitutional protection suddenly shifts overnight? Today, U.S. Supreme Court ruling has sent shockwaves across the nation, especially in Latino community. This decision overturned years of legal precedent, raising questions about rights, fairness, and the futures of American law. Let's break it down.
I'm sorry to my community for voting the way I did. I acknowledged the mistake earlier, but it's different. When you acknowledge something, it's kind of like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. When you say I'm sorry, it's more like, yeah, I fucked up. And I think I fucked up. Obviously, my one vote didn't make the difference, but it contributed. And I don't even know why I was like so bent out on the price of eggs, price of gas and shit. I have a fucking Tesla. I'm blessed enough to not know how much milk or eggs or none of that bullshit cost. I just go and buy it. My dumbass was joining the propaganda. Oh, look at all these people. They can't afford homes. Blah, blah, blah. I can go buy another fucking house. I fucked up royally. And so now, yes, at least I'm marching. I'm doing some research, spreading the word. But I truly wish that I was on the right side of history from the get-go. Not for selfish reasons, but because had I been, at least I would not have contributed to all these people that are being hurt in our community. I wouldn't have contributed to fucking U.S. citizens being arrested because God decided to use more melanin when he was creating them. I wouldn't have contributed, and I wish that was the case. But I fucked up, so I'm sorry. But you have my word that moving forward, I'm going to be on the right side of history.
Jesus and Lord.
This Latino is very upset. That's because he voted for Trump, thinking, as he says, that the Trump administration was going to be better for our economy. The problem is, he's a business owner. He owns a detail shop. And 100% of his clientele are Latinos. Latinos are the ones affected by this administration, whom he voted for. Classic FAFO. Because he voted Trump thinking that Trump was going to save somehow with a magic wand the economy. But his clientele is primarily Latino. How are you going to vote for Trump knowing that Trump is going to come after your whole clientele? So now he comes to TikTok with sobbing eyes saying that with a heavy heart, he's going to shut down his business because no Latinos are bringing their vehicles to get them detailed because they can't get out of their house afraid that ICE is going to come get them. My question is, did you think this through, sir? Did you think this through? You're a business owner. 100% of your clientele is Latino, and you're going to vote for the one guy that's going to destroy your own business. So I'm going to hold a moment of silence because his business is shutting down. He says that in 60 days, he's not had one client bring their vehicle to get a detail. No, they're not. They're not, because they're too afraid of leaving their home. Yeah, they're afraid. They're looking over their shoulder because of people like you. Yeah, see? So you want Latinos to be hurt by this administration, but you still want them to come and serve you and help you grow. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I'm going to hold a moment of silence for you closing your business, sir. Anyway,
Seen some video this weekend of Latinos who voted for Trump crying because now their abuelas and their tios are getting deported.
Right.
I'm having a very hard time mustering up any sympathy for those people.
Yeah.
And look, I'm an immigrant. I know the desperation that it takes to leave your country. Amongst immigrants in particular, there is no doubt that we want anybody who had the opportunity to come to this great country and committed a crime, we want them punished, we want them deported to the fullest extent of the law. But a lot of good, hardworking people who are in our schools, who are our colleagues, who own houses and businesses here, who are the parents of U.S. citizen children, are getting caught up in this. Because it's been reported that ICE offices all over the country have been given a quota. There is no way they meet that quota just with criminal aliens. And let me just say, I think that what he's done with the military, in addition to the legal aspects that may be involved, has a lot to do with a publicity stunt. The point is cruelty. The point is instilling fear. But it's also very costly. A charter DHS flight, it's been reported, is something like $8,500. A military C-130 is $816,000. So each one of those planes is costing us, so that he can have his picture and his photo op, 100 times more what a charter flight would be. And I have been saying for 2 months that people need to get prepared, because he said this was coming and he's living up to that.
How am I supposed to explain to my 3-year-old that her dad might have to leave and she may never see him again? He has loved her. He has loved my son, who is not even his, and taken him in. He has provided for her. I can't explain to you guys how urgent this is. And I don't know who needs to hear this. I know I need prayers for him, and for me, and for my daughter, and for his mom. But more importantly, there's gotta be someone who can help, because this is not fair at all. This is so unfair. And he doesn't deserve it. He is a 24-year-old who's been trying for 10 years to have a good life here. I just ask you guys to please pray, and to please just give me any resources that anyone has. Please, I'm begging you. This is not right.
For Donald Trump, let's go! Latino! For Trump, I will vote! Yeah, for Donald Trump!
This is so crazy that we voted for Trump. We trust him with the word that he promised us Latinos.
So let's recap. Judge Frimpong earlier injunction make it clear that ICE agents could not rely solely on race, ethnicity, or appearance to justify suspicions. That was rooted in the Fourth Amendment, protection against unreasonable searching and seize. But now, Trump's Supreme Court has changed the playing field by allowing ethnicity, language, and even the types of job a person has, like gardener, construction, or other similar field, to count as reasonable suspicious. The court has rewritten the rules. What does this mean? First, law professors and legal scholars are sounding the alarm, saying decades of established precedent have been tossed aside. Secondly, Latino community, regardless of whether individuals are undocumented, naturalized citizens, or even US born, now face a legal landscape where their everyday life could be grounded for questioning by immigration enforcement. This raised deeper question. Are constitutional rights now subject to the political preferences of whoever sits in power? Will future ruling continue to shift the law to reflect the demands of one leader rather than the balance of justice? These are heavy issues and the answers are unclear. But one thing is certain, this ruling will have long-time effect not just on Latino community, but on the principle of constitutional law in America. The world is watching, community are anxious, and legal minds are rethinking how to even teach the Constitution. Credit go to the creator of the original videos that sparked this discussion. If you find this commentary helpful, make sure to subscribe, share with others, and leave your thought below in the comment section. Your opinion truly matters. Together, let's keep asking hard questions and shine lights on issues that shape our future.